Deadly gun violence really cast a grim shadow over 4th of July celebrations this weekend. And it happened in city after city after city. We're going to start in Chicago, though. At least 77 people shot on Friday in Chicago, 13 people killed. And one of them was a 7-year-old little girl. Her name is Natalia Wallace. She was visiting her grandmother for a 4th of July celebration. And her family describes her as sweet, shy, and loving.
And I jumped the flight of stairs to come downstairs. And I found my baby laying here. She was only 7 years old. She smiled. She always tell me, I love you. I'll buy anything she asks me to buy. So I love that little girl, okay? I'll never be the same again.
I mean, who wants to bury their child? It should be the other way around.
We talk about Black Lives Matter, but at the end of the day, we killing each other off. We killing our babies. We can't bring her back, but we want justice.
Yes.
We definitely want justice. Justice finality.
Justice finality.
Justice finality.
In Atlanta, an 8-year-old girl was killed, along with 23 other people shot in the city, but an 8-year-old girl killed. Her name, Sequoia Turner. She died after a group of people opened fire on a car that she was sitting in with her mother and another friend, another adult. And the shooting, coincidentally, happened right across the street from the Wendy's where Rayshard Brooks was killed a couple of weeks ago. And where there are ongoing protests. The city's mayor said that peaceful protests for racial justice are important, but condemned those that she said were wreaking havoc on the community.
You can't blame this on a police officer. You can't say that this is about criminal justice reform. This is about some people carrying some weapons who shot up a car with an 8-year-old baby in the car. For what? There are thousands of people who are gathering peacefully to try and effectuate change in this country. And then there are those who are wreaking havoc. And they are doing it to the detriment of us all.
We understand the frustration of Rayshard Brooks. We understand. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We innocent. We didn't mean no harm. My baby didn't mean no harm.
On Sunday, 3 other people in that very same location were shot. 1 person was killed, and police are trying to determine the cause of the shooting. And then moving on to where I live, Philadelphia, dozens of shootings over the course of 24 hours. One of the shootings led to the death of a 6-year-old boy. Trang Do from our CBS station, KYW, has more on that.
I don't know what happened. I know it's going to be super, super sad. I mean, I know the family and I know the little guy. I mean, it's really, really upsetting.
July 5th started with 2 men shot on the 600 block of South Street at 2:30 a.m. Then another double shooting at 1:30 in the afternoon on the 1800 block of Wallace Street in Spring Garden. Less than an hour later, a 37-year-old woman was shot 12 times in the torso on the 1900 block of Clarence Street in Harrogate. At 3:20, another woman shot in the arm on the 2700 block of North Broad Street. At the same time in Point Breeze, a double shooting left 1 man dead on the 1300 block of 17th Street. In North Philadelphia, a 43-year-old man was fatally shot in the back of the head on the 2300 block of Crosskeys Street. Then just before 5 p.m., an 11-year-old girl in West Philly suffered a graze wound on the 2500 block of 67th Street. Just before 6:30, 1 man died in a double shooting outside of a home on the 2100 block of East Ann Street in Kensington. Police say 2 gunmen approached and opened fire as the men sat together during a barbecue on the block.
COVID is one of the epidemics we're dealing with, but we're also continuing to deal with the prevalence of homicides and shootings in our community. Prayerfully, we can find out who committed this crime, and we can bring some peace and closure to the members of this community.
Well, about 100 miles northeast of Philadelphia in New York City, at least 9 people were killed in shootings over the weekend. That's according to CBSN New York. So the city saw dozens of shootings, resulting in 56 victims on Sunday alone. Between midnight and 9 a.m., there were 21 shootings. The former NYPD commissioner, Ray Kelly, says a possible cause of the surge in gun violence may be due to the mayor's elimination of anti-crime units. For the mayor's part, he has vowed not to allow gun violence to continue to grow in the city.